Welcome to the Unfiltered Path Podcast, where we explore life's journey without the constraint of filters. In a world saturated with highlight reels, we dive deep into the true essence of individual experiences, offering listeners an uncensored glimpse into the triumphs, struggles, and transformative moments that define us. Our mission is to provide hope, inspire resilience, and remind you that every path, no matter how windy or rocky, can lead to growth and enlightenment. Join us as we navigate the uncharted territories of truth, and to be moved, be inspired, and discover that you're not alone on this unfiltered journey of life. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Duval, owner of Valüd Productions. I am a co-host here on the Unfiltered Path Podcast. My business, we do video marketing to help businesses succeed and grow, and I'm joined by my awesome co-host here today.
Hey, hello, everyone. It's Trinity Baker. I am a mindset coach. I help take people from survival mode to thrival mode. Thrival is not yet a word, but in my legacy, that will be a new word in the dictionary. And I am joined here with my beautiful co-host.
I love that so much. My name is Danielle. I'm the owner of Aerialist. I am an aerialist. That's a fancy term for performing suspended in the air. Essentially, I'm the bird of the circus. I'm also an educator, so I teach other people to do it as well. And I am here with my beautiful guest today.
Hello, guys. My name is Britany Borseth Lujan, and that is the name of my business as well. And I do coaching for nutrition for people that want to feel better, lose weight, gain weight, have more energy, less digestive issues.
You just summed up most of America.
For real. No shortage of post clients there.
Yeah. And tell our listeners, Britany, where they can find you. Where's the best contact for you?
On my Instagram, which also links to my website, which is just my name, Britany Borseth Lujan, as it's spelled on here.
Awesome. Perfect. Well, I am really excited to have you here as a guest because health and nutrition has not really been a hot topic yet on our podcast. And I couldn't believe it when I realized that, because I feel like we've touched on a lot of topics. We may have touched on some self-care tips and stuff, but I really want to dive into the health and into the nutrition because it is such a topic that is so relatable in so many different ways. And I'll pass it to Danielle and tell our listeners what you just said about the weight gain.
Oh, I love that you said weight gain in your description of your business, because after having my two kids in a row, they were in diapers at the same time, walking, crawling, running. So I just could not gain weight. I mean, years. It was just a thing. It was some lifestyle habits too, but it was a struggle, and I felt like it was just an interesting stigma because people would roll their eyes at me. Now, I've been on the overweight side before, fresh out of high school, my early 20s, and I really earned my position, my body physique as it is now. But yeah, I struggled gaining weight, and I kept getting sick and infections and just odd things, and it was becoming a problem, and people would roll their eyes at me, especially when I started doing aerial again, especially then. People don't want to hear it. And I actually resorted to not the best cycle in order to gain weight itself, which is kind of unfortunate. I wish you would have been around. I mean, problem solved now, but I intentionally ate ice cream before bed. Literally someone at the dollar store said that to me, and I just took her word for it, and it was effective. But I was depressed for 2 months. Once I gained the weight, I had a body morphia, really just self-shaming a little bit. I couldn't do my job as well, so I felt incredibly insecure in my position. So that just made things worse. But after a few months of gaining enough strength and kind of molding out and then getting back to a healthy eating habit, it kind of went away, and I've been able to maintain the weight now, mostly in muscle. But yeah, it was a journey, and it wasn't the best or most positive, but it was something that was outside of what I've normally been through.
Graham, did that ice cream before bed just trigger you a little bit?
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's so interesting. I mean, I know exactly what lately has gone into my gain back of what I lost. Is just I haven't hit the gym, and I stopped drinking my smoothies. I know you mentioned smoothies before, Britany, and just like some other little things. But I lost like 50 pounds eating ice cream before bed every single night. You know, I don't know. It's about moderation of everything, I guess. And I'm definitely not one to talk anything about any sort of health, anything's like at all. You know, my mind is probably the more healthy side of things of anything that I got going on. But you know, other than that, you know, I enjoy my little bit of sugar, and you know, I definitely need to go to the gym more. But hey, one day at a time, little bits at a time. You know, it's how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yes.
Don't go to the gym. Work out at home.
Well,
I mean, I even have to take the time to do that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing.
Graham, I love what you said though. Like everyone is different, and not the same thing works for us all. So Britany, tell us a little bit about like what is your style, because everyone is different. So how do you work with clients who are different? What's something that you would say is like a normal practice for most? Where do you kind of implement like the customization?
Yeah, I guess when I first meet with somebody, I always ask them why they want change in their life and what their biggest struggle is, and we kind of put a game plan together around that. But I know, Danielle, a lot of people come to me that want to gain weight too, and once they start explaining, I can help them and not making fun of them, because that is so common. Then they just relax, and you see them relax, and it's unfortunate because it is more difficult to gain weight than it is to lose weight. So people have that stigma about that. And yeah, but I ask people what their goals are, and I would say just getting good nutrients in their body and focusing on protein, not cutting any foods out of their diet, no matter what their goals are. There's a lot of trending diets out there right now to cut carbs and cut sugar and cut this and cut that, and don't eat for this amount of time frame. And I don't believe in that. I believe in just eating healthy foods and fueling your body. And you will be able to create a lifestyle that way, instead of just going to a birthday party or because those things will always come into your life. So you have birthdays, you have whatever event is coming up, and you don't want to restrict yourself, because that's not fun. And you don't want to be that person. So enjoy all foods is how I view it. But really focusing on protein and good nutrients in your body for the most of the time. So 80% of the time, focusing on the healthy foods, and then 20% not so much is what I believe. And that works for everybody, no matter what their goals are.
I love that. And I also love that Danielle's like, don't go to the gym, work out at home. And Graham's like, I just have to make the time for that too. And what it goes down and back to always is the first thing you just said, I meet with a client to figure out their why. Because if our why isn't as loud as our why not, we will always not. And like, that is the truth with everything, right? Like you think about like stopping smoking or moving your body. One of the biggest things that changed for me was when I realized that exercise didn't have to be the gym or this crazy workout program that I really didn't like doing and had zero joy in. It can be anything as long as your heart rate is up when you're using, you're using your muscles and doing the cardio. That was a game changer for me.
Exercise is best served fun. There is no other way to consume it. That is my go-to. I am a beacon of that concept. Graham likes to dance. I've seen it with my own eyeballs. Like, he gets the whole concert. Like, literally, like, did not move from the front of the stage. It was just like, doing his whatever it is he does. So I recommend that. But another little tip I tell people too is to work out in 15-minute increments. like you would any other skill or task, and take off the pressure of anything else. So some days you get 15 minutes in. And it's shocking because confidence is built when you keep your promises. So if you can promise 5 minutes of meditation with 10 minutes of yoga, or the leg kicks, or a pull-up bar at the bathroom, so you have to do pull-ups when you go in and you come out. I tell my clients that all the time to gain muscle. A micro pull-up, I don't even care what it is. Just do it each time you go pee. And poof, you all of a sudden can do pull-ups in 3 months.
You're like, and then wash your hands after.
Yeah.
Even more important reason to wash your hands if you have a pull-up bar outside.
I did that in circus school. These people were stronger than me my first time in circus school, so I was in my 20s. And, there was a lot of, like, professional gymnasts and things. Like, these were, like, no joke humans. And I was a little intimidated, but I was always full of style. So I had to, like, catch up on physical. And that was my method. And it was shocking to me how quickly I could do pull-ups by not judging myself and only creating the pattern over something I was going to do anyways. I have to go to the bathroom every day. So it was it was a mindset kind of pattern, right? Like, that's what I did for pull-ups. So I try to teach people to stretch and work out in similar ways, or like put on a long Michael Jackson song and dance just that song in your bedroom. But that 3 to 4 minutes a couple times a day is huge versus going to the gym and wasting a membership and then applying too much pressure on yourself. It doesn't even have to be that. Well, that can be an end goal because then you like it, right? But certainly not how I look at exercise at all.
I definitely relate with that because, I still do like half hour to 40 minutes of yoga every day. And like, that's definitely something. And then the other thing is I play the drums, like, if not every day, every other day, you know what I mean? And that is a lot. Like, I come out of that, I'm like, that is a workout for sure. I dig that. I think for me, the biggest thing is like you said, Britany, is the making like lifestyle changes in the habits of like, especially with the nutrition side of things. Cause like, I know personally that's where I could go, but like, I'm a sucker for some certain things, and it's, and then it goes right back to what you said, Trinity. Is like, I haven't found that why yet compared to the why not, and it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes like I feel like, Britany, tell me if you agree on this. I feel like our surface why is never really our true why.
Never. Yes, absolutely. Gotta dig deeper with people. I ask people multiple times for that reason, just to make sure that they're clear on it, because sometimes it is very surface level and you got to dig a bit to figure out what it really is.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even know.
Right. It's like, I kind of preface my discovery calls of brand new clients like that. Like, that first call is like, they're probably going to ask you the same questions a couple of different ways, but it's the same question. Like, don't get frustrated with me, but our jobs as coaches, and really all 4 of us here, because we're all coaches in some way, we're all coaching our clients in some way, is really asking those deep down questions, right? Like, Graham, you might ask a business the same question 3 times to really understand what they do, why they do it, right? Then you got Danielle. Really, I mean, to step into, like, you're not teaching people to work out, you're teaching people to be athletes. That's a total different why needed, right? And Britany, with health coaching, like, one of the most touchy, sensitive subjects that most of America deals with one way or another, whether it be fluctuating or trying to gain or trying to lose or just being healthy, period. There's people that are like perfect BMI and stuff who want to gain that health because they're not happy, they don't have the best nutrition, right? So you're working with those people too. And it's it's crazy. I think it does take a lot of different questions, a lot of different questions, different ways. And you can ask yourself those same questions. So then
I also think health, like, coaching is an ongoing relationship where some people might only think it's, oh, because I have to be an extreme one way or another, but I don't believe that to be true at all. For example, one of my biggest thing is being vegan is still beer and French fries. Not that I drink beer, but my point is, see what I mean? So I struggle sometimes with meat consumption. And in that, I got really unhealthy where it was like pizza and I'm being honest, for a while, the transition, not that I'm all vegan, I'm still not. I don't even necessarily think that's 100% how people should be. Actually, I don't have an opinion. I think every avatar is different, weather, all of that. But in Maine, I knew I wanted to kind of pull back from eating too much meat, but it became unhealthy. Like I couldn't, I sometimes I know that the grocery store is half poisonous, so I just don't even want to eat. Like, and I'm an athlete and I have a good awareness of what foods and how to cook things. And, I'm pretty informed. And yet I'm still over here having struggles of my own with food. And then never mind that I've come from addiction. So there's always that. So I definitely think that health isn't just I need to lose weight or gain weight. It's really an ongoing conversation.
I totally agree. It's definitely things ebb and flow, and like where those pieces are that, like, I mean, just like with everything in life, it's like, where can you constantly find opportunities to grow, and get to those points where you feel comfortable, you know what I mean? And it's, you mentioned, Danielle, like the different things with addiction and like, different levels of like knowledge and stuff like that. And, it's like, yeah, for me personally, it's like, I definitely am embracing a certain thing that I got going on right now, and like, I totally am like, just like, I don't feel unhealthy, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel all right. And I think that's a piece of it to me as well. It's like every other point in my life where I've gotten to a point where it's like, oh man, I'm not feeling this, or like definitely something's got to give, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, let's take a look at this now, and so it's like, yeah, take it as it flows, like everything else. And I know when I have those things inside that are going to reveal themselves, like to at least be at a place where I'm open to be able to see the opportunities.
You are giving yourself grace, Graham. And I think that that's amazing, because I think that that's huge in like really committing to things, is giving yourself grace for not having to have, like not needing that perfection. Like it's okay to slip up. It's okay to choose something that might not serve us, but really like giving yourself grace, because when we beat ourselves up, it gives you motivation to keep going down. And so when you realize that, it gives you permission to stop doing it.
Exactly. That's such a good point. Such a good point.
Graham, my daughter was knocking on the door and asking me if she could have a popsicle that entire time you were talking. So I just want to apologize now that when you go to watch this, I was not being rude. I genuinely care about what you have to say. But my daughter was like, thought her popsicle was far more important than
of course. It really was more important than what I had going on anyway. Like, you want to hear me blab about where I'm at in life anyway.
Yeah. So, Britany, I'm sure you get a lot of clients come to you and they're in that mode of like everything we're talking about, beating themselves up for choosing something that didn't serve them over and over and over, just kind of feeling stuck. What is like your number one tip for just getting started with something? Where would you suggest people start with just like those little habit shifts that will serve them to go down the right road?
Yeah, well, a lot of people, I call it going into raccoon mode, where you get home and you want to eat everything in your kitchen, or you want to go grab fast food because you're starving, and then you beat yourself up afterwards because you overate, or you ate a bunch of crackers or something while you were waiting for your food, and then you just feel sick. So I always tell people to start with, instead of having coffee for breakfast, which a lot of people are guilty of, is have breakfast and then have the coffee if you must have the coffee. I don't, either way, if you like coffee or not, but eat the breakfast first and then have coffee, and eat every few hours and eat food instead of going to energy drinks and coffee for your energy, because you just need more food, and then you'll find yourself binging less at night. So the small step would just be to focus on eating every few hours.
I love that. That's a total mindset shift, because we're taught the opposite.
It is.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to agree with her. A lot of people, and self included, consume the majority of their calories through drinking. Just changing people to only water for a month is like life changing.
It's like those memes that go around on social media. That's like my brain telling me I need water and me getting a coffee or an energy drink instead. I can't remember exactly what it says, but it's like, it's not funny. Like, your body crying for hydration, which your body like needs to live. Your organs need to function. And I'm not saying this with judgment. I literally used to drink no water, 0, maybe a cup. Now I drink a gallon a day, but it really was all of that habit shift. And it was also being aware that like, I'm upstairs and the water is downstairs. I will not get up and go fill it. So I have gallons of water, gallons all on the floor here, because I am prepared. I will drink the water. If it is here and
love that,
I will drink it. If it's not, I ain't drinking it. So I think like setting yourself up for success too, right? Like, don't do those self-sabotaging things ahead of time, because knowing that it's easier to self-sabotage in the moment. Like, set yourself up for success wherever you can, whether that being like having those small snacks to eat every couple of hours that are easy, like almonds and grapes and, those things that are healthier choices than the crackers or the Cheez-Its or Goldfish, which again, no judgment, totally just had Cheez-Its earlier today. So, I love that. Danielle, do you want to mix things up a little bit with a interesting question?
Sure. I just have a question for Britany real quick before we do that. Do you like guide people to meal prep? Do you have any like tricks to that? Or like, because I don't know, I feel like the cooking or what to cook is always fluctuating. So do you have any tips for that?
Yes. Yeah. And that's the biggest piece right there, is just being prepared. Because if you fail to plan to fail. And so getting things set for success are so important. And it's such a small thing that we don't even think about. We just leave the house in chaos and don't have anything with us ready to go. So I always focus on really simple meals, which on my Instagram, I do have a lot of different ideas for all meals of the day and snacks and stuff. But I like those little 4 square snack containers. And I put like an egg and then some veggies and some fruit and some sort of protein, like at least 2 protein sources in those little snack containers, because it's fun that way. Because if you just have one type of snack, like a string cheese, you're going to overeat it or you're not going to feel satisfied. So having a variety of different things is critical and makes such a huge difference in how you feel. But just having those things prepared is a game changer.
Yeah, sounds like my dating life. Sorry.
Plan to fail. Like, fail to plan to fail. That kicks you in the butt. Tell yourself, I don't have time for this, or I don't, whatever it is, you're planning your own failure.
Mm-hmm. I love how she's like, and you take off for the day in complete chaos. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm a mess.
Well, you're not alone.
I grocery shop like every other day. Like, that's how wild I live my life. Like, but I will buy like fresh, and but I really kind of plan every 2 to 3 days. I plan my life. But that was just really funny.
That was me before we moved here. I lived basically across from a Hannaford, and so I went there every day. And then all of a sudden, I live a 2-hour round trip from the grocery store, and I'm like, oh man, now I need to plan. And it took like 3 months to actually like accept the fact that I had to plan and figure out how to plan and like really make that a priority, because it was causing so much stress in my life. Like, something as little as that now I barely think about it. I just know like when I'm going to the grocery store and I put it on my calendar when I need to place my order. That's it. That's as much thought as it gives me. So I think it's almost like you have to recognize too, what is making you say no? What is causing you? What is the barrier? What is the barrier to you?
I draw the line right there. I'm not living anywhere that doesn't have a freaking grocery store.
No round trip from
another level of Maine living.
yeah.
That is no, at least there'll be Amish people.
Well, I'll take that back. We have a mini grocery store that is 10 times the price of any grocery store in a big town. And so it also has like not a lot of stuff. And so
That's where I draw the line. No,
like I don't really in my mind think of that as an option because of it doesn't fit my needs. So
it's sanity, Trinity. That's crazy. I don't know how you do it.
kind of negative.
Level of outskirt living is just outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah, that's
What's
a little much.
One of the first things I said after we moved here, like, I don't know, year and a half into it, I'm like, okay, we need to move farther. Like, this isn't as secluded as I wanted it to be. And so I think what that showed me is like, you adapt to your surroundings. Like, I never noticed how busy Turner was until I moved out of it. And now when I visit it, I'm like, oh my, this is
like Turner and busy. I lived in Orlando and New York. This is hilarious.
No. So I visited Colorado. Colorado was where I visited a year ago. So May will be a year ago. And that was really like the takeoff to my business. So Britany, I love that you are in Colorado because Colorado is like one of those things that just keep coming up. Are you from Colorado?
No, I'm from northern Minnesota, the coldest place on earth, like you guys.
Yeah.
What caused you to go to Colorado?
I needed the cold weather. I hated it. I was like, I am out. I packed up my car and drove here. I didn't know a single person. I met a roommate online, a guy, and my mom's like, that's real comforting for us that you're going to drive across the country and live with some random guy. But I've been here 13 years now, so
awesome.
I made it.
And like Colorado still has snow there. It's not like the warmest place. So you just kind of pick the middle of the coldness, not like the extreme cold or the extreme hot, like that happy middle. Have you ever been to Maine?
No, one of my aunt lives in Maine. I can't remember what the town is called. I'm gonna have to send it to you, but no, I want to because I want to try the seafood.
Yes. But in Colorado, like it's very similar. Like I went to Estes Park, and it's very, very similar. I feel like it's a different vibe for sure. There is just the trees alone. I mean, the trees are different. I was like, whoa, we're
all kinds of trees.
Yeah, they're all
first state to legalize trees, and then Maine. We're alike.
I see.
The trees were like the trunks, like the actual wood part of the tree. The trunk was like so high, and the leaves are all up top, so you can like see between them. Where in Maine, like all the pine needles and leaves are all down low, so you can't see between the trees. It was just really cool. So if you love Colorado, you'll love Maine to visit. It's really cool. It's very similar but different vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I look forward. I want to go. I've been to Boston. That's the closest.
You weren't in Maine. So I'm so glad you said that because, like, I don't know, like I just missed that part.
That's why we're doing our first evening podcast recording because she's in Colorado time zone.
That's right.
Yes. Do you want to end us with Danielle?
Sure. All right, I got two. And you can choose which one you want to answer. If you could permanently remove any item from the marketplace, which product would you pull? If for the rest of your life you had to wake up each morning to one song playing in your head, which song would you choose?
Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I love both of those.
Yeah. Gotta go for variety here.
Britany, you're excited about those questions. Do you have an answer to one of them right off the top of your head?
Yeah, I would say eliminating, there's many things I would eliminate, but foods with vegetable oil in them. So following more UK European standards would be awesome, and getting rid of some of those ones that don't meet their standards, which would be a lot of things, but
A lot. Like
a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. That was my thought. Mine would be cigarettes. They would have to remove that.
If they're
Oh, I don't even understand how it's still legal and being made, but that's what I would pick.
So I have a really controversial one that we might lose some listeners on. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sober. So when I say this with zero judgment. I say it because I've seen it ruin a lot of people that I love and care about. I would remove alcohol. I think that alcohol is a legal drug and killer. Because if it doesn't kill you physically, it kills you mentally. Graham,
That's it.
That's what I was
That's very true.
Graham is so passionate about his response, but he was muted.
I was definitely going to say that as well.
Yeah. And
I think it's crazy what, it blows my mind. There's other avenues of like relaxation and things that could be pushed and taxed on a whole nother level. And like, I think it's crazy. But any thoughts on songs that you would have to play for the rest of your life?
that's a hard one because knowing
Like first thing in the morning, like I'm like, I didn't really have to. I think I asked the other question because I wasn't sure how to answer that one, like correctly, because it's just like the time of day. So what I can say, what I do.
Okay.
I play beautiful chorus on Pandora right after I wake up the kids, and it's they're a group that I knew personally that did like meditation retreats and things of that. They're just like a choir kind of sound, and they're always positive affirmations within a music. So next thing you know, you're singing, "I am worthy," Hakuna Matata, like So
That's cool.
that's what I do, but it's a variety. But I do like to manage, manipulate, maneuver my own mind in the morning. So I'm not sure I can identify a particular song because I just don't let anything have that much power. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep first thing in the morning, I try to be chill.
I feel like it's more of identifying a certain genre or a certain vibe, not a specific song. Like I used to listen to like I used to listen to like my thumbs up songs, and when I realized that like a lot of songs that are popular are not, they're so disempowering. Like the lyrics to them and the whole vibe that they put off, I'm like, wow, I'm listening to this first thing in the morning, and I'm a mindset coach. Nothing like clicked there. So knew as of like a couple of months ago when that finally clicked to me, like I am a lot more intentional. Bethel music is really cool because it's like spiritually connected lyrics, but it can like in a hip hop ish kind of chorus vibe. Yeah, it's got a whole different vibe to me. But I think what it's more importantly about is like the genre versus the song. Graham, what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say every morning. Part of my morning routine is I get up and I listen to like a set of Fish, and it just gets me going, like especially when they gets into a jam, because they're just like the top of their line musicians, and the flow of just like I've listened to interviews of them, and like the mindset that they get into when they're playing and in that flow state of just like completely letting go. It shows in the music. And so that's that gets me going. 'Cause it's like, oh, this is in flow state right here. And like, so then I get in that flow state of like getting the day going. And, so that's mine.
It's almost more of like it's what it means to you. Like that is more of why you're attracted to that, is what the meaning of it. Because me listening to that, I would totally have a different meaning, right? Or any of us really. But I mean, that's a good point, is that I could have a song that's empowering to me, and it could be like so disempowering to you.
Most definitely.
Wait, can I say something? Kobe Bryant, okay, before he used to go play basketball, in his little earphones, would play the soundtrack to Halloween. Fun fact, before every single game he's ever played, he would listen to the Halloween soundtrack right before, like he was straight gonna murder people. Like, what?
Like a sign. It was like a
Yeah.
I don't know why, but like people have their own.
Oh, interesting. What about you, Britany? Do you have any musical genres or anything?
Well, I guess something maybe more motivational would probably be the best option. This girl loves gangster rap though too, even though the words are trash, but I love rap. I'm learning hip hop dance right now. So, yep.
Who's your favorite
Be ready for
artist?
my moves. My favorite artist?
Yeah.
I like how Beyonce is switching over to country right now. It's very interesting. She's a great singer.
I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to go look at
Yeah. The new
Yeah,
song
it's actually pretty creative, honestly.
Yeah. And an amazing business person. And an amazing business person. Her and Jay-Z, power team right there. Business entrepreneurs, musicians.
Oh,
That's where it's at.
Graham's getting fired up. You can tell by
My favorite rap song is Renee by Lost Boys.
never heard of it.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
I would. It's a good one.
Love that.
You're welcome, Gen Z.
Oh man. What a great conversation. Great conversation. Awesome to have you here, Britany, as a guest. Appreciate you hopping on. Why don't you tell people again, like a little bit more about what you do, where people can find you, get in contact with you, follow your stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I help people with weight loss, toning up, feeling better energy, removing digestive issues, and just feeling better overall. So I work with people I start them with a 21-day challenge just to get into healthy habits, not any sort of quick fix diet, just healthy habits. And then we move into a 12-week program. I just posted one of my most recent clients. We just finished 10 months together. So sometimes it lasts a long time. Sometimes it's just the 12 weeks. It just depends. But if you go to my Instagram, Britany Borseth Lujan, you can click on my website and that has all the details and such. And I own a protein smoothie bar in Littleton, Colorado as well, if you ever are in the area. It is delicious.
Awesome. And we'll make sure to attach all these for the people just listening. We'll make sure to attach all this stuff. So awesome. Well, appreciate you hopping on the podcast today. Yeah, my name is Graham Duval. I'm the owner of Value Productions. We're a video marketing business to help other businesses become more successful. We're online at valuedproductions.com, VALUD Productions, same thing with social media, at Valued Productions. And joined with awesome co-hosts today.
Hey guys, Trinity Baker. I am a mindset coach. I again take people from that survival mode to their fullest, happiest lives in their thrival mode. And you can find me at thetrinitybaker.com. I'm also at The Trinity Baker on all your favorite social media platforms. Make sure you follow, like, subscribe, and share the Unfiltered Path Podcast on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube as well. If you're listening and you want to see what we look like and how funny all our body gestures are, you can totally find us on YouTube as well. And I'm here with my favorite co-host.
Yeah, you're sure to see me doing this. Yes, it's like, now I'm trying to stop. Thank you, podcast, for pointing out all my awkward behaviors. Good stuff. Sorry, totally. Like my brain just was with you when you said that. My name is Danielle. I am the owner of Aerial Jade. You can find me on all major platforms, either Aerial Jade or Aerial Jade Art, as I'm an artist. I do identify with that at its core. So I bring out the art in people with particular disciplines, such as paint or aerial arts, or just being one of those friends, right? So that's what you can expect from me. I do run the Unfiltered Path Podcast on Instagram, and it's kind of a little quiet on there. So if y'all don't mind supporting, that would be great. Yeah, and if Britany, you want to end us off with a little tidbit about yourself, that would be great.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate being here and spending time with you guys. I had a lot of fun. And a random tidbit about me, I guess, is I love travel. I love anything outdoors. I love surfing. I love the sun, the water. So let's all go surfing sometime.
I love that. Can we?
That sounds like fun.
I didn't think I've never surfed.
In the lake, not the ocean.
Making exercise fun.
Interesting.
Hip hop, surfing. We are about that life.
Thank you, everyone, for listening. Make sure you catch us every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for a new episode.